Hello, everyone. My name is Path, and I've come up with a new idea of creating stories by using generative AI. In the past, stories typically adhere to established structures tied to examples from religion, art, and culture, etc., following the repetitive plots, which caused readers to lose interest in reading due to the lack of creativity and personalization. Today, young and individual readers crave fresh and unique ideas and look for the stories that are personalized, relatable, and creative in nature. Unfortunately, there's a scarcity of readily available tools and platforms that enable individuals to create stories that cater to their preferences in a personalized and relatable manner. I believe that Gen AI technology can address the issues of limited creativity and bring personalization in stories. Our solution would help to craft stories tailored to individuals' preferences by allowing them to generate unique content, narrated using a chosen voice, etc. This approach aims to enrich children's reading experiences, strengthen emotional connection with characters, support learning and development, and inspire a lifelong love for reading and learning. Our solution is a Gen AI powered app developed using Streamlit and Python. Large language models, Gen AI APIs such as OpenAI and 11 Labs have been used. The OpenAI API processes input parameters like the initial plot and genre, uses a prompt template, and generates a new story in text. Based on the selection of the story narrator voice, the story text is run through the 11 Labs API, which helps to narrate the entire story in a chosen voice. This generated story text is processed to separate out into sentences and pass through the OpenAI DALI diffusion model to create separate images for each sentence, which are further run through Google Text to Speech to create a separate audio clip for each sentence. Furthermore, a MoviePy editor in Python helps to combine the images and audio elements for all of the sentences of the whole story into one final video. Our solution incorporates the five basic principles of AI. One, perception. The solution relies on input parameters like characters, plot, etc., to guide the large language models in creating the story content. Two, for representation and reasoning. The generated content is creative, unique every time the code is executed, enhancing its appeal to young readers through personalization. Three, leveraging the power of LLMs, Google Text to Speech, OpenAI, 11 Labs, and DALI 2 diffusion models. It helps to produce text, voice, and images. Four, for human interaction. It engages with users to gather inputs, such as the characters, the scenes, and the plots, which shape the narrative based on these preferences to craft a tailored story. Five, our solution has the added bonus of a positive societal impact. It will help to improve creativity, imagination, and interest in readers when they use personalized characters, and it would boost the emotional connection with the story, and it could potentially empower them by making them feel like active participants in the story. We have made major steps and assessments to make sure our solution is ethical and follows the AI ethical principles. Accountability. Our app would be routinely assessed to evaluate the response for fairness, bias, and accuracy, ensuring accountability in its performance and outcomes. Inclusiveness. We have ensured inclusive design to ensure accessibility for all. Additionally, we can easily implement multilingual support to accommodate users of various languages with just minor adjustments. Reliability and safety. LLMs from OpenAI and 11 Labs are periodically trained, maintained, and updated with the latest information to ensure they're reliable and safe, ensuring the accuracy and trustworthiness of the generated information. Transparency. The model's architecture, design, and algorithms are transparent and publicly accessible, allowing users to understand how and why specific outcomes are produced, ensuring transparency in the generation process. Fairness. Our AI system relies on the OpenAI and 11 Labs API. Both of them are trained on large corpuses of data, and they generate calibrated content which is accurate, unbiased, and highly effective, ensuring its reliability and quality of the results. Privacy and security. Our solution prioritizes user privacy and safety by not collecting any personal information. Hello everyone, I have created an app using the Streamlit Python library. The story is generated using a collection of parameters such as the name of the character, the setting, the plot, etc., including the voice which will narrate the story. The value of these parameters can be changed to generate a new story. For example, I'm going to select the name of my character as Jack. There are also four different options for the character. There's a huntsman, a fairy, a king, and a lion. I'm going to select a king. I'm going to select a mystery genre. And I'll put the setting as a large castle centuries ago. Now, as a young person, they might want to choose from a variety of different options, and our app gives them the opportunity to execute that. Our user can select a different voice, which will narrate the story as to their preferences. The app allows the user to select from two different male and female voices, as shown here. The story is generated based on the values of the parameters. I have also generated an audio file when the story is generated, which narrates the story using the voice value selected by the user.
Once upon a time, in a land far away, there lived a brave and powerful king named Jack. He reigned over his kingdom with a firm but fair hand, always ensuring that all of his subjects lived in peace and prosperity.
As shown, each sentence in the audio file matches up with each sentence in the story text. I am also generating a video and images for the story. Generating a complete image for the overall story would not make sense, so I segregated each paragraph into smaller sentences, separated based on the commas and full stops, and I generated image strips for each segregated sentence. As shown, the images have now been generated. You might also realize that each image is not well aligned with the story. This is because the images are generated in silos for each sentence, and it has no relation with the previous sentence. This is one of the limitations of my work, but it can be improved further down the line. These images have been combined with the audio and text to generate a video, which can be intriguing for the younger audience. Each image shown below has been augmented with the story sentence and voice to generate a video file.
Once upon a time.
As shown, the first small sentence matches up with the first image and text in the video, and this will continue throughout the entire video. Go through the code that I used for my Streamlit application. Here we are importing the OpenAI API key. The OpenAI API key is being used to generate the story text and the images for the story. The 11 Labs API key is also being imported and is used to generate the audio file for the story. Here's the function, which is using our prompt template, and it contains all the parameters that we're using, such as the character, the name of the character, setting, plot, and genre. The LLM chain is used to generate the story. Here we are using the 11 Labs API key in this function to generate the audio file. Here we are displaying the page for our Streamlit application. And we can always change things like the page icon, the page title, layout, the initial sidebar, and etc. We can also change the title of the page and the sidebar title. Here are the different parameters and their values, which we are using for the story. We can always change or add more values or more parameters. Here's the voice that we're using here. Here are the voices that we're using to generate the story. Here we are generating an audio file clip, which can be found here. Here we are generating the image clips, image files. Here we're generating the text for the video. And finally, here we are concatenating the video using MoviePy editor.